Hello everyone. How is going? We're super excited to bring you another live coding session from. We are all kind of like all the DevRel team. We're super excited to be here. A lot of work ongoing, and yeah, let's give a quick round of intro before we're getting started. This is a quite straightforward session. We basically like live code an AI agent, so we're super excited. And please bear with us. The god, like the demo gods, will be with us, and yeah, we're excited. So let's start with Sushmita. You want to quickly introduce yourself?
Yeah, I'm Shushmita. I'm a DevRel engineer, currently focused on Linea. So yeah, I've been part of DevRel team. So yeah, we've been really excited to build this AI agent on this live stream. So super excited to be here. I'll give my popcorn to Ale.
Okay. So hello. This is Alejandro, and today I'm going to be the one that's going to be building this live. So I will pray to the gods of the code that my code doesn't broke. Like that would be sad. So yeah, we're going to be building a wallet agent basically. So we're going to interact with the wallet using like human language, and yeah, let's see how it goes. So I'll pour popcorn to Chin. I think you're muted, Chin.
Yes.
Sorry.
No
So I
worries.
won't be building or demoing anything today, so I'm safe in that way. But in the next video, we'll be like exploring more AI agent stuff. But with a new tool we are building with, we are doing called dedication toolkit. Probably the next time, but for now, yeah, for now, let's say just say I'm working with MetaMask as a DevRel for the delegation toolkit. We are building some super cool stuff. So let's see in the next
You're
calls.
going
Yeah,
to be helping me for sure.
I
Yeah,
think I think
yes.
this is the start of the like AI agent live coding sesh. So yeah,
Oh
let's
Yeah.
get
yes.
started.
We're planning a lot of
Yeah.
parts of this, right? And we're excited to just bombard with question Alejandro now during the live coding session. Cool.
Okay.
No, we are okay. Just for anybody here, just quick housekeeping. Like, feel free to ask any question here. So, as mentioned, we will be basically live an AI agent, and kind of like having some interaction on the wallet side. So that's actually quite exciting. Quick intro on the people that doesn't specific like kind of like know agent. I will share my screen. I think everybody's kind of like aware on what is the ecosystem look like, right? So there is kind of like different stakeholder in this agent map, right? So you have stuff from like frameworks, so you can build from I don't know if you heard about Eliza, but you can take this framework and build your agent based on these frameworks. There are different frameworks right now. There is tons of those. I mean, this is just a random map, but here you can see specific like, okay, those are the main frameworks. And then you have like other kind of stakeholder. You have different launchpad where basically you launch your agent, and then you have specific like agent types and categories. So I don't want to kind of like deep dive on everything. I just want to say there are different kind of like stakeholder in this map, from kind of like frameworks to launchpads to kind of different agents and agent builders. The other things that if you're kind of diving quickly in this world, this is probably something that you want to check it out from Kaito. Basically, you can see actually like the mind share of how many agents are doing what, right? And obviously, like AXPT is definitely like one main one, but you have a lot of those, right? And you can actually like see who is doing what, because right now we see a lot of those agent popping out, and we need to kind of understand, okay, what's the ownership in kind of like the market? Am I using that right? Do I want to use it? And that's kind of like one thing that people should really check out. So we kind of like intro a little bit like agents. We kind of like say what's happening in the agent world and how you can actually consume those agents and see what's the mind share. And I think like we can dive into it right now. I just want to kind of like I give to Alejandro a little bit, but I think like discussing framework specific. What are kind of like your favorite frameworks right now that you see kind of like other AI agent builders looking at? And we can dive in other questions. But I think apart Eliza, did you see other big things happening?
Well, basically, I am using the Versal AI SDK, which work really good in this specific example because since we do not have the delegation toolkit live yet, we're not using it live. So basically, what I did with this SDK, AI SDK, is to create components, generate components with the AI. So this way, I can create client components and start interacting with it and with my wallet using AI, basically. So it's actually really cool. I will show you a little bit more
Nice.
in a bit of time. So yeah, but this one is actually really good to start
Exciting.
building something cool. So
Exciting,
yeah.
exciting. So Versal SDK, and then obviously interacting with other kind of integration. So
Yeah.
so I would say, like, before, like, we are deeping diving code, like, let's actually, like, what is the kind of like the output, right? What is the type of agent? And I think, like, you were excited to actually deploy locally and show us, like, kind of like the demo, and then we kind of retrospective see what is happening and how to build from there. And if you have any question, feel free to ask. I definitely like seeing a lot of people excitement, like, let's do this, guys. So we are excited for this live coding session. So without further ado, let's do it. Or any other questions, Sushmita, Shitaka, or Alejandro?
I think it's
Not
all good.
now. Yeah,
Sounds
I
good.
think like I'm just super excited to see the demo and get started into hands-on coding.
Nice. So let me share. I think this is the one.
So yeah. This is the one. Basically, what I have right here is the SDK Verso, the AI SDK Verso from Verso, I think. So this is what we are going to be using to generate our code. So you can just use OpenAI, Azure, and all that. We are going to be using OpenAI in this case. So yeah, basically this is the demo that we have. For this to be able to run, because we're going to be using our wallet, we need to connect our wallet, and we're going to get this chat right here. This is the demo of the app that we are going to build in a few minutes. So basically right here, I have my wallet address, which is the one that I have just connected. And I can just ask this angel, like, what's my balance? And this agent will retrieve my balance, or I hope. So yeah, it's telling me my balance coming from my wallet, which is the same number that we have right here. And this agent is also able to send it to another account. So let's say send 0.00. This is lineate for the just to make sure. Linea Cephaliate 2, and I need to send the wallet address. Wait a second, let me copy paste that like my other wallet address. So if I send this to the AI agent, I will generate a button right here which says transaction not sent yet, but I can click it and it will execute this transaction right here, and it will send. If you see, I just like type it with human language, like send it to, and if I confirm the transaction, then I will be sending this. If we check this in the Linea Cephaliate scan, let's check that. No, was not scan. So we're going to be able to see the transaction that we just sent right here. And now, if I ask again what's my balance, so this will give me my new balance right here. We have 94 at the end, and previous we had 95. So it's working. We're sending it. Also, we are going to add new functionalities to this AI agent live, which I hope works, but it's just deploy a smart contract. We could deploy a smart contract by sending the AVI and the bytecode and the constructor arguments, of course. So we'll try to do that live too. So yeah, let's get started. If any of you have any question, so you can do it
I
while I
think
am
I think I think
setting
this is
everything.
quite straightforward, kind of like a agent that you interact through chat, right? I think there are different interaction type that I saw right now on agents, right? You can even tag them sometimes on social or something. There is this kind of like chat flow, but I think as user experience, probably like this format is the easiest one. And I think one thing is also to say is obviously in the interaction, you probably get, like could be API key from other providers. I think like in this case, we're using the open API key, right? But you still
Yes.
need to have kind of like some kind of like provider to pushing obviously the agent service. But I think this is quite straightforward. We have one question here. Is the send button necessary or the agent handle this automatically without extra steps?
Let me just give it a look.
I think like maybe delegation toolkit comes. Like I know we are doing a little bit of extra step, but currently we need to maybe delegate the transaction if we have the delegation toolkit that Chin mentioned. So maybe Chin can answer that
Yeah, probably,
properly.
yeah. So here the thing is, so here the server, basically the server who is handling the AI agent logic is the server side, right? So that's the problem. But your MetaMask is on the client side, so obviously you need to sign this transaction on the client side, unless you keep the private keys in the backend so that the backend can handle the transaction by itself. So here I think Alejandro did the client side
Yeah.
because of that one. Yeah, but with the delegation toolkit, what we are trying to do is, so for example, let's assume that you can, it's a basically delegate account is a basically a account abstraction, like the smart account. You may have the smart account instead of using your EOA, which is your MetaMask wallet. You can have a smart contract wallet, which is separate wallet from the EOA. We can like make more functionalities out of this. So yeah, so we are building. So we probably do a demo like next month, probably demoing this instead of MetaMask wallet, but instead of MetaMask wallet using delegation
Delegation toolkit.
That's nice.
toolkit.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
that's super helpful. And yeah, also like IART officials say the understood. I also want to say that delegation toolkit in general is very powerful because right now, when you build smart accounts, is basically one use case, but with basically owning permission and kind of like mentioning and like we will do this caveat in probably next sessions, but building those permissions, processes and logic in a DApp, it's kind of like you have unlimited use case, right? From could be from kind of like Guardian recovery to DeFi use case to even like DIDs and specific kind of like digital entity logic. So that's super exciting. Okay, so, sorry, Leandro, we're getting deviated here.
no worries, no worries. I think yes, basically what I did this, I did it this way because I wanted to not ask for the user for its private key. So this way we can just create like client components and just confirm the transaction. Even though we're not, the AI agent is not confirming the transaction by itself, basically you're saving a lot of steps by just telling the AI agent to send one ETH to me, please. No, joking. So yeah.
So I'm sharing
Uh,
the screen, by the way. Yeah, you want
yeah,
to
yeah,
maybe
yeah.
give us like the structure, the anatomy of this DApp?
Yes. Let me just reload this because this is like the, wait a second. Cool. So yeah, we're good. This is right now what we have right here is an Next.js project. So this is a simple Next.js project. Right now, we don't have anything on the page. But if you see, I have this AI folder right here, which contains some tools. We'll give it a look at a bit later. I have an API route right here, which is the one that's going to be handling our AI agents, like the requests we make to OpenAI. We're going to be prompting it right here to change like the prompt to our AI agent. We're going to have, what else? A chat component right here, which doesn't have anything yet. Let me delete this. But this chat right here will be working to send and receive and show the messages from the system. So yeah, let's give it a look. These are ShadCN components that I'm using, and this AI folder right here contain the tools that we're going to be calling, or basically not we, but the AI agent is going to be calling these tools. So basically, this works by if you prompt the AI agent to do something that we have right here, this is like tool, but we could name it whatever, like send transaction. So now when you execute some prompt that tells the AI agent to send a transaction, it'll come right here and check the tools and check if there is one tool that its name is send transaction, and it'll execute the code that we have right here. So basically, is the AI that's going to execute this code depending on the prompt that you send. So that's actually quite cool. And the way,
Quick
yeah.
quick question on that. So I just want to make sure like everyone understand what the tool is doing. So is tool is something like a set of action that we can give for our AI agent, something like that.
Yes, exactly that. These
Awesome.
are going to be the actions that the AI agent will be executing. Basically, this is a send transaction, but it could be whatever, like
It could be
get
a
balance,
creator.
create
Yeah,
account,
creator. Perfect.
or deploy smart contract, whatever. It could be whatever you can do right here. This will be executed by the backend. So that's why you cannot execute like wallet actions here without having the private key. But in the future, when we create like the delegation toolkit demos, of course, we are going to be able to uh, run code from here. So yeah, but first, let's start. Let's start building our AI agent. First, what we are going to do is to get the chat component right here, which I have. Give me a second. I have some code right here that I want to paste. And I am going to explain it a bit. Okay, so this is good. Yes, this is quite good. Wait a second. I just want to come like lane by lane right here, because this is probably like the most important part of our application, because here is where we are going to display the buttons to sign transactions dynamically. So basically what we are doing right here is importing like the input, the button, and the use chat account from the AI SDK. So, well, the input and the button are coming from ChatCM, but this use chat is coming from the AI SDK. So this right here in this lane, we're getting the user address, like the connected account, just to make sure that the user is connected and start checking the transactions. And right here, we are using the use chat hook to get the messages, the input, which is the one that we're going to be sending, the handle input chain, handle submit, and it's loaded. This way, we do not have to create the chat ourselves. Basically, this is already done by the AI SDKs, which is quite nice. It helps us a lot to scaffold something pretty quickly. And this use chat right here receives a parameter that which is initial messages. So basically, what I am doing right here is telling the system that the user has connected its wallet. So that way the system already knows when the user have connected its wallet, because this is something that happens in the client. So before we uh, have something in the client side, we do not know the wallet of the user or whatever. So yes, and we have the use send transaction hook from WAGMI, which is the one we are going to be using to send a transaction um, like send it to whoever you want to send. So basically what we do right here is to map the messages. That way we can show in the UI like the different messages. If the message that role is the user, we're going to show it this way. And if not, it's not the user, it means that it's the AI, we're going to show it this way. But right here, what we have is that the message also contain a property, which is the tool invocations. So basically, these tool invocations is going to be the different tools that the AI is going to be calling, the tools that we create right here, basically. So we have right here, I have here like send transaction, but since I haven't created here, we cannot send a transaction, but we're going to create it before running for sure. So we have the tool name, which is the one that we are exporting in our tools.ts file, and we can do whatever we want here. In this case, what we are doing is to returning a button right here that contains this send transaction. This call, like, I don't know if I'm going too fast or if I am explaining it well. If you have some questions, feel free to tell me, or if you read some questions on the chat, you can
I think
just.
you're doing perfect. I think like one of the questions that I have, we'll get to this question, is like how you mentioned this, like how this AI tool invocation goes back to the tools.ts. Is it something like we are instructing the AI to like do some specific action through this?
No, actually, the AI itself will know when it have to go to the tools and check if there is any function that it can call to generate the code dynamically. So it's basically something that the AI does itself.
What was the question that we got about GitHub?
Let me check. Put it here. Is the code available on GitHub or any ready to stealth? So basically, yeah.
Yes, actually, there is a link of
You can actually share
the.
the link here in the chat if you want.
I can wait a second. I have it over here. Wait a second. I'll share it right here. You can share it.
Yes, sharing it right now.
So yes, basically, yes, the AI will decide which tool it should call, basically. So yeah. So when the AI decides which tool it has to call, uh, we're going to get the tool name here, right here in the tool invocation object. So if the state of the call has a result, we have different state like partial call, call, or result. This is we can display different messages during this state. This is states, this is steps. So we are going to do something. We have the transaction, and we have these two parameters right here, which we retrieve from here. So basically, before doing this, what I want to do is to create our first tool, which is going to be get the balance. We can try to get the balance from the user. So for that, we're going to need to create a public client. So let's create a client right here, and or wait a second, I think what has this public is public client hook? No, wait a second, let me just come right here. So basically we can just do this right here. Let me just delete this. We can import the create public client. And yes, in this case, we have this public client. I want to delete this. And we're going to import. So that way we can use this public client right here to check the balance. So what if we import the client from WAGMI and we can start doing something right here. Let's do this like get balance. And we're going to add a description right here. Like we're basically right here, we're telling the AI what this function or this tool is going to do. So let's say you are going to get the balance of the user. So yes, we receive the address, and right here we receive the address, and we're going to return the balance. But we do not have it right here. So basically what we have to do is to do this. So basically what we did right here is to this tool get balance will receive a parameter, and this parameter will come from the user prompt. So basically, if the user writes something like what's my balance, the AI already knows, as you have connected your wallet, what's your address. So it's going to take your address and it's going to call this function right here, like client get balance, and it'll retrieve your balance. But basically, for this to be a readable balance, we need to parse it there. Yes. And this, we can import it from VM. So this way, we're going to get the balance in it. So let me see if we can try this. Well, I am already running this. I will share my other screen. So I will stop sharing this code. Let's see if this works. So let me share this window.
We're seeing another question from CIZ. Well, so we shared the GitHub repo in the chat, so you can actually follow and set it up yourself. The main things that you need to do is obviously like connecting your OpenAI key, and you're good to go. And I will always say like deploy it first on also locally, but also feel free also to give some recommendation of things to do and things not to do. But yeah.
I think like I also ran the code like just little before getting over here. So all you need is like 3 environment keys, which is the OpenAI key, your MetaMask or wallet, private wallet private key, and your Infura like or any provider. So node. So that's all you need to run the app, and
Oh yes,
you can do that at the same time. Yeah.
we actually didn't ask what are the dependencies. Like, is there kind of like pre-installed things that you need to do before installing this agent? But I think it's on the GitHub repo. But also feel free to repeat it here. But I think on Vercel side, obviously the SDK. What else?
I think that's
That's mostly it, right?
That's mostly it. Yeah.
Okay, so basically in this case, our wallet address is undefined. Let's just reload this. It's because, wait a second, because I haven't connected my wallet. Let me check.
We fix this.
Yes,
Different.
it's
Something like
because
this is always happening in the live stream sessions, especially on
yes,
this live coding session. But that's why we're doing it, right? So if you guys also have some inputs, feel free to write in the comment. That I'm sure there is some already advanced developers in the chat listening or just following our repo install on the agent
yes.
side.
It's because I haven't connected my wallet and because wait a second, I have the components, I have the pro. Let me do this live. Let me share my code because it's all this.
Perfect.
Should I share back the screen?
Yes, but wait a second. This one.
We're gonna.
Yes. Basically, this is because I haven't connected my wallet. So what I am going to do right here, we have a layout right here with a provider. So we have all what we need to connect our wallet. So yeah, I am going to create a connect wallet button right here. So um, let me just come back here. So I'm going to create a connect wallet button like quite fast. I'm going to use not this, but I am going to use account from, this is not the one that I want to use, but I am going to get this. And here from WACME, we are going to get the use account. I think it's use connect, right? Yes, use connect. And from use connect, we can just connect it, and we can do exactly this. So this is basically a connect wallet button. Let me just check. I can now disconnect from here, so I can just use disconnect. And yeah, let me do this. And let's say here. So if it's connected, we're going to go disconnect. And else we're going to be connecting using the connectors. This is the MetaMask connector, and we're going to display connect. Let's say connect wallet or disconnect. So now what we have to do, let's just remove this. We're not going to use it by now. This, and we are going connect wallet, but this is this is going to be, let's just give this a type, React that, will this, well, it'll work. So let's come right here. If it's not connected, we're going to display the connect wallet button right here. Oh, it's because of this. And let's check that right here. Let's add it here. So they should be working. Basically, what we did is to create a connect wallet button in the same file. So yeah, let's give it a look. It's working. And if we connect our wallet, perfect. That works with the bug live. Let me show you what we just did. Okay, let me know if you're looking at my screen. If you can share it, Francesco, that will be
Yes.
great.
Check. There you are.
Perfect. Let me, because I can see the disconnect wallet. So I will just come right here and I will just have this. Perfect. This is perfect. So we have this. If we are not connected, then we can connect our wallet. And here it is. We have our wallet address right here. So basically, from the tool that we just created, we can ask for balance. So let's check what's my balance. Let's wait, and not working. Hello. Is AI working? I think they are not working today. Let me just check. I'm not sharing my code, right? Yeah, I have my envelope code.
So is the problem on the OpenAI key side?
Yeah, probably. Let me just try this. This is hydration.
It could
Okay.
be AI
What?
outage. It's working.
Yes. Probably this is because it's waiting on the tools, and this is not.
Could be.
So wait a second. Let's just check the tools again. Okay, we got the balance. Let me just try something just to see. Yes. So when we come to the page, to the chat component, I will share that too. Let me share the code with you too. Perfect. Okay, so it seems that our tool is not running properly, but what we did right here, we have
Can
the
you
client to get balance. Yeah.
are you
Okay.
sharing the code screen for the code?
Yes, please, Francesco, if you can help me with that. Wait a
There you are,
sec.
yes.
Perfect. Wait a second. Wait a second. So yeah, basically what I am doing is to check the way I am getting the balance. So when I come, yep. So, oh, that's the thing, probably. Let me just copy this. This is the balance tool. And here we're in this way, instead of calling this and this public client, we're getting it directly here instead of getting the client. So what we're going to do is to import this public client from here, is it? Where is it? Oh, from the WACI config. So what we're going to do is to do this. Instead of getting this client like this, we're going to create this. And we're going to import this from VN, and this is, we're going to create a const RPC URL, but this RPC URL won't be like that. Will be like this one right here. This is like the linear RPC URL. So perfect. So this way we have the wallet client. We can get it here. Actually, let's import that from WACME. did I public? Wait a second. Oh, this is the bar client. I have the public client also. So perfect. Public client. So yep. Right now, what we did was to create a public client. So this way we can get the balance. I think it was pretty much what I did. Let's just check if this works better. I think it was basically because of this name right here. So, but let's give it a look. I don't want to return that get balance thing. I want to return my tool that I just created, which is this. So yeah, let's give it a look. Now, you're not looking at it, I know, but let's see if the AI works now. Perfect, now it works. So let me show it to you. Wait a second. Now I need to share my screen again, Francesco. So let me reload this for you to see. So basically now if I type what's my balance, this will actually get my balance right here. Basically what we are doing, again, I will share again the code. Sorry for that.
It's good. It's good. Don't share your key. Very important.
Yeah. No. So basically what we're doing here is to create this balance tool. We can create as many tools as we want, basically. So this one right here is requesting the account balance of the user. So we're returning the balance right here in like formatted with the regular it format that we know. So yeah, we can create another function, like another tool that will execute the send transaction tool. So let's do that. Let's send transaction tool in this case. So we are going to create another tool right here. This is like the main format right here. We need to call the execute, but let's wait a second. So let's explain it like you are going to where the AI is not going to send the transaction itself. It's going to generate the button to confirm the transaction. So let's say you're going to prepare a transaction for the user to send it to another account. You will receive two parameters. This is prompt engineering stuff. So let's see the amount and the wallet address. Let's say if the user doesn't.
While we're doing that, we have the question from and thanks for asking from Sia as well.
Yeah.
So basically, right now, what we're doing is building this kind of like wallet AI agent. So basically, instead going specifically to where your like could be your extension, could be your wallet. What you can do is basically ask a specific question directly to the agent to execute kind of like orders. Could be now it's basically what is your balance and kind of like basic stuff, but you can actually extend on specific things like please do this swap if this is happening, or please, can you actually like do something, like could be even like on ramping, off ramping, so kind of like specific action that you can do, or even like interacting with other like integrations. Like I think that's the beauty on the agent side, right? You can even say, please execute this transaction if you see the price of this specific I don't know, like NFT being that amount, right? So kind of like the execution of automatization on specific action, that's kind of like the key. And I think that's really like the basic what we're doing right now, but you can extend the agent doing specific things, even like interacting with other UX. I don't know like how you will use it if you need to expand more feature, Sushmita, Alejandro.
I mean, you could create a whole wallet, like a complete wallet or a complete interaction with MetaMask wallet, whatever, like by just interacting with it with human language, like send it to whatever, like sign this transaction, or instead of having to go to the MetaMask extension and do stuff, you could just build a whole UI based on AI,
Yes.
just to interact with your wallet, like using human language. That's actually
Yes.
quite good.
And to answer your question, like wouldn't a tool that could actually create its wallet itself? I think actually this is very interesting what you're asking here, because well, you can actually take this step further and define like a wallet creation, a smart contract account, for example, would be interesting use case. But what you can do is also like implement this delegation toolkit with the agent, so that actually you can give permission to do specific things with this account, right? So I think that's very, very straightforward. And you can, I think like there is no, now we're just showing the basic, right? But you can extend the functionality as much as you want.
Yes. So yes, basically this is another tool that we're creating, which is send transaction. Right here, we're not going to execute any code, because to send a transaction, we need to sign the transaction for sure. We could create a wallet client or whatever, but you will need to provide your private key and all that. So in this case, we're just returning the parameters that we want. This way, the AI will give me this and this from the user prompt. So this way, if I come right here, I will save this. Basically, this is going to generate the send transaction tool. When I come to the chat, I have this right here, use send transaction, which is a hook from WAGMI, which allows us to send transactions. So when I come right here to the tool invocations, I will check if the tool name is send transaction, which is the one that I have right here, send transaction. So that way, if that's the case, we're going to get the result, which is the result that the AI will give me, and I will get the parameters, like the who do you want to send the it to, and the amount of it you want to send. And after that, I am going to execute this transaction right here, because we're going to show this button. So let's give it a look how this works. So let me share my screen again right here. So let's see if this is working as expected. Let's say send, I don't know, 0.000, let's say to ETH2, and I will paste my other wallet address. So let's see.
Next time I'll paste mine to add here the wallet address.
Okay, yeah, okay, that could work. If you want to foliate, we could try testing this with that.
Yeah.
The transaction to send 0.001 ETH to the address, this one has to be prepared. So basically, if I click this button, yeah, this will execute the function right here that will send the linear to my other account. So we should see let's, okay, what if I want to close this? Okay, but here it is. It's confirmed. Let's check What's my balance after the transaction? Is this one we have? Yeah, it works. Actually, we have the transaction hash. If we can just make sure if this worked like really good, let's check this here. And there is, we have sent the transaction. Of course, we have signed the transaction with our wallet client, but yeah, we can also deploy a smart contract by telling it like deploy a smart contract, and of course we are going to need we'll need to send like the ABI and the bytecode, and if you have constructor arguments and all that. But that's kind of like the thing. I mean, right now, to deploy a smart contract, you need to go to Hard Hat, Foundry, or whatever. Of course, you can just create a button with if you have those parameters. But in this case, you're using like human language to deploy a smart contract or to start interacting with your wallet, which I think could be like pretty powerful if we dedicate like enough time to this, because we could, yeah, create like a whole wallet interaction or a complete wallet interaction just using human language and creating or generating the UI dynamically based on the user prompt. So yeah, I don't know if you have any question or something.
I think this was just a start. Like next weekend, this is like the baseline where we are started with the AI agent, and next time we could create a transaction. It can execute transaction, perform swaps, and all the other things,
Yeah,
amazing things.
when we mix this with delegation toolkit, we're going to be able to delegate transactions. So the AI agent could execute transactions by itself. By now, you need to confirm them, which I think it's a really good step forward. But
Yeah.
with the delegation toolkit, it will be uh, like funnier or something like that.
Okay, I have a question. Like, I know we went through the whole process, and now we know like how to build this part. So let's say that I wanna build like a, I wanna like do like a deploy a contract. What will be the process for me? Like, what are the extra step that I could take for this? Like, if you wanna give us some context on that.
Like an extra step from here.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there are like I too much. There are too many wallet interactions, like wallet calls that you can create. I mean, you could sign a transaction. Let's say, I mean, in this case, if this application doesn't have anything to sign or whatever, but what I was thinking is that we can deploy a smart contract, right? We can deploy we have another example application, which is like the voting app. I don't remember how it was
Yeah,
called.
yeah, we did that the last time.
We
Yeah,
did a live, yeah, 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 and that
yeah.
like the last time. So what we could do is to use these to interact with that smart contract. Like, okay, uh, I want to vote, but I don't want to go to that UI and vote. If I have the smart contract address, I could create calls to that contract address and tell this application what to do when I say, I don't know, vote for whatever candidate or whatever. So you could just start voting and interacting with a smart contract by using human language. If you adapt, of course, this application to interact with that smart contract specifically, right? But we could start interacting with smart contracts and all that by creating this type of AI agents uh, using human language, and it'll be like super easier for people that's not like crypto experts or natives or whatever, because the AI will tell you to do everything. Let's say you have to sign a transaction, you can set the AI to tell the user, okay, to continue, you have to sign this transaction in your wallet, and this will be done for this, and for that. And this could be mixed with a lot of stuff. I don't know. That's like my idea.
That would be amazing. I think this is I love the part that we are referencing to our old live coding session where we built like a voting dApp on Linea, and we could use a AI agent to vote for us. Like, hey, like vote for, like candidate one, and it can go ahead and do it
Yeah, yeah,
on
yeah.
our part.
I could tell you like, okay, these are the candidates. Who do you want to vote to? And then you can tell it, okay, I want to vote for third one. I don't know, whatever. We could do that actually. That could do another live coding session if you want, like
Yeah, totally.
starting to interact with another smart contracts using an AI agent and with human language, like directly. We could definitely do that for sure.
That's an interesting use case
Yeah.
actually. Question on the front end, for example, like now, I mean, this is purely like a chat because we have a couple of questions. What about the visual appearance? I mean, I assume Vercel,
I
yeah.
mean, in this case, I mean, I just created a chat and put some text there and created the components there. But if you want to take like the time, I mean, this could be a whole application and just have like a sidebar chat, which from there you can start interacting with your whole application, creating dynamically these buttons or UI. You could create a dynamic UI using these tools. So that way you can, I don't know, let's say that a user want to mint an NFT, but you don't know how to use how to use your wallet, or how do you, I don't know, whatever. So you can tell the AI agent, if you have all your information set it up in your application, you can tell, okay, mint the NFT with the ID, whatever, like one. So the AI agent will just generate a button which you click, and then you minted an NFT, and that's it. So uh, of course, you can do like a lot from here, and I think this is. I mean, when I think of this, I think, okay, this is a easier way to interact with blockchain or whatever, and we can start from here to get more adoption and all that. So yeah.
Sounds good. There is a question from Max, like, could be interchangeable wallet. Can we set up for
Yeah,
Solana as
yeah,
well?
for sure. This could be done with any blockchain you want to. I mean, you just need to start interacting with it from your code and let the AI know what it's going to be doing by creating its tools. So yeah.
Yeah, and I think like interesting use case could be building like arbitrage specifically on different kind of like chain. Could be even like pushing like on ramping, off ramping on different kind of like chain might be interesting. There is a lot of kind of use case, and I think I'm excited a lot around kind of like those cross chain agents where without specific like DEXs interface, you're able to interact with different chains and kind of like make the usability much easier. So I think it's definitely a good and relevant question, Max, here. And I think we have also another question from Black
Mhm.
Havi, like on, can I use an agent to like my friend's post on Instagram? So I mean, one big category on agents right now is on socials, right? So at the beginning of the stream, we actually show this kind of like agent social share. And for example, AXBT is literally like working specifically on social media, right? So you could build I'm thinking about like waterfall content posting across socials, could be liking, interacting with other socials. I think like there is a lot of like way that you can actually build and social agents. I think that's another like big category,
Yeah.
right? But I don't know what you guys are excited about kind of different categories. I think like this wallet agent specifically, I think is going in the direction of like DeFi and interaction, because think about that you can actually delegate could be like getting loans, delegation for like staking operation. I think like this is a lot of like implication, and it's very interesting to build something like that. I don't know if you think about other kind of like interesting use case right now.
I mean, there are like millions, or but that one, it's like the one you mentioned, like use it to stake some ETH or whatever. That's actually a really good one because usually you have to do magic to stake ETH. You know, of course, if you know how to stake ETH, and that's okay. But if you're someone that's not crypto related and you want your ETH to grow or whatever, you can just tell the AI agent to, okay, I want to stake this amount of it. Or first, you could ask the AI agent what is staking or whatever. So you could make this AI bot to make things easier for the user in general, which I think is one of the barriers that we have in blockchain or in Web3 in general. But yeah, I mean, you could do whatever, and that's actually exciting because I would like to start seeing these new projects like doing AI agents to interact with smart contracts, with wallets, with, I don't know, with another projects or whatever, because I think it's pretty good. I mean, pretty useful for that.
Nice. So I think quite exciting. It's actually worked. And yeah, I think like we have also the question from Tiziano, a question for the team. Is it oriented to implement a kind of SDK for a agent? So we currently, and I mean, Sushmita was working on that. We have already the Linea SDK. Right now, we're definitely looking on the agent side, especially like on the use case that, for example, we're looking right now on the wallet delegation side. And combining this with the delegation toolkit is definitely like an interesting kind of use case, especially on the permission side. But today you can still use the SDK. Doesn't have anything on the agent side, but we're definitely working on that. Or you want to add something, Sushmita?
Yeah. It's like currently like it's a huge step forward that we can do so many stuff with it. But yes, we are looking our ways to understand how we can implement more AI agent and like how we can make things easier for the devs to do things with on Linea with AI agents. So yeah, that's like a
Nice,
one of the
sounds good.
thing.
Yes, and also like to shout out here on Leandro. Here you build so we build the CLI specifically on the MetaMask SDK side,
Yeah.
and this might be also an interesting angle because with the CLI and having this integrated with the delegation toolkit, maybe in a future you can actually like use it for building your AI agent from
I
scratch.
actually thought that. I didn't want it to mention. But yeah, actually, we could add an example or something integrated like, do you want an AI agent working on your application already? So we could create this kind of AI agent with some, uh, I don't know, basic tools already set up, like wallets interactions and whatever. So yeah, that's actually something that we can do for sure. So yeah.
I think
Nice.
I think yesterday Ale and me we were discussing like just like AI SDK from their side. We could probably have something like this template that people can just pull it down and get started right from
Yeah,
there.
yeah, yeah. This is, I mean, this is really cool.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, and by the way, another question. I really like this session because there's a bunch of questions to ask an agent to find the list of LP option for sensitive pairs. I mean, this is a perfect also example of use case, right? What you can do is actually like scraping all the LP pools, getting kind of like all data through something like, and this is all kind of open data. That's why kind of like AI agents in general is a use case on a kind of like on a blockchain where everything is fully open source and transparent on this side. I think it's a perfect use case. So you could actually scrape all the LP option and actually having the agent rebalancing your portfolio, for example, like where you're actually like dealing with liquidity, you can have like specifically rebalancing mechanism. That's why it's interesting the part of delegating the rights to actually do certain actions, but also you can have specific like automatization with this agent done on liquidity pools. You can even say one day you actually pushing this on liquidity pools and the other day you actually like staking specifically on a determined side. So, and all these are DeFi specific application, right? But there are thousands, as you mentioned, right? Millions, what Alejandro said, right? Like Think about also like delegating permission on digital identity. Like think about like ZK proof specifically delegated. Think about Guardian recovery. A lot of also like wallet use case when we're thinking about enabling a user to actually run actions directly on their Telegram, for example, without interacting specifically with its extension, but still using the extension on the background. So there is a lot of like things that are super exciting.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
So sounds good. I think we are almost on time. Just let's do some closing words. So we actually like deployed and built locally like this AI agent. There was this wallet AI agent. I think like this was very basic function, like get me the address balance. What are kind of like the next action that you see that might be interesting to develop, Alejandro or Sushmita?
I mean, my first idea is to create a wallet agent that interacts more with a smart contract. We could definitely do that. Like you can create different tools to execute different functions from a smart contract, and then you can just sign the transaction just by clicking the button and telling the AI agent what to do. That's one. The other one is to, well, you'll have this code live on GitHub, so you can just add more wallet interaction. You could sign transactions, you could do whatever you want, or implement this in your own project. Basically, you can take this wallet agent, put it in your own project, and send all the information of your project to it. This is like OpenAI or whatever. So you are going to be able to start creating tools for the information that you have in your own project. So there are like different steps that you could take from here. It'll depend on what you want to do, on what you want to build. For us, the next steps are to start integrating it with a delegation toolkit, which is going to be quite fun, and not to break it. So yeah, in the next slide.
Yeah, also like we could also do the voting part, like making the AI agent to vote for us, the
Yeah,
AI voting application. That could be
yeah,
one
yeah,
of the
yeah.
next step also.
That's a good one. I like that one.
Nice. And people in the chat are asking for templates. So we just reshare the GitHub repo. You can actually use that to kind of templatize things and build on top. But I think it was definitely a good idea to include or build on this from the CLI specifically, right? And definitely, I think this is one of the first kind of specific live kind of coding session on building your first agent. We definitely want to do more. We also want to do like more workshop. We want to also start like pushing different kind of like bounties at hackathon. We actually organizing, we're helping like putting bounties on this hackathon from Safe AI agent. So that's something that you should definitely check it out. And we will come up with a bunch of other kind of like activation in terms of like, let's teach more about building these agents.
Perfect.
And what else? I think we're also working on having some specific contribution and incentives for people building those agents and contributing to the ecosystem. So if you are excited about this, you want to kind of could be writing tutorial, technical tutorial, you want to build apps with those specific like technology with us, feel free to reach us, and we're always super happy to have you guys on board. Awesome.
Yeah.
Any kind of like things that you want to add?
If you want to reach out, you can just go to Twitter, and those are our Twitter handles. So yeah, like Sushmita, Mioi, Francesco, and me. So yeah, you can just reach out through
Yeah.
Twitter.
And feel free to like clone it down the repo and see what you can do. If you find some exciting things, share with us. We would always love to see what our community does and builds. So yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. So thanks everyone, and thank you for everybody that was in the background, organizing, coordinating, answering the question, and we really appreciate you. So awesome. Thanks everyone. Have a great day, evening, night, wherever you use your time.
Bye
Awesome. And see you into the next
bye.
slide.